Alright, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be about people I've learned from and um, how to, I guess, discern between the old information that was in your mind versus new information that you get walking your journey or walking your path. So I have a list of people here, and then I have some little diagram to the side that I'll get into. So here we go. And boom. So when I first started my journey back in 2020, man, and shout out to Spiritual Soul. That was my guy right there, and I learned a lot from him. I really learned how to focus on myself and learn how to turn inward, especially during times of need when I was feeling hurt and all these different things. But just being able to learn how to tap into yourself and really understand how you feeling and why you feel the way that you do. And then sun gazing too, he put me onto that, and that's my guy right there, man. You know, Dick Gregory opens your mind up to the realm of people of or African Americans that, you know, in the United States. It brings a history aspect into it, and it talks about the U.S. government and co-ops with the CIA and, you know, Malcolm X and all type of stuff like that. And then he speaks on health and nutrition as well. I have like 3 different books by him, and they're all pretty good. And Dick Gregory, that was God in the flesh right there, man. Dick Gregory for sure. Young Pharaoh, that's the master teacher, man. Young Pharaoh, that's that nigga, bro. Young Pharaoh, YP, the general, that's my guy. He the one that really kick-started everything that, you know, that got me to where I am now. It was like a whole upgrade. I started watching him at the beginning of 2022, and on his website, one of my partners, he had a login for it, and I watched almost every lecture on there, man. And just the amount of knowledge, information, and wisdom that brother bring, the way that he presented, nothing but cold, hard facts, definitions, etymologies, 100 slide PowerPoints. You know what I'm saying? Lectures be 2 to 4 hours long. Some of them be like 6-7 hours long. My favorite lecture is probably the Alchemy and Sacred Geometry lecture. That's probably one of my favorite ones. That goes so hard, it's crazy, and the science behind that is absolutely amazing. I really mess with it because not only does he have lectures, he also has psychological vids that help with you know, the mind and reality and society and stuff like that. It's just stuff that you really don't think about that you should. Gives higher perspectives on certain situations and helps elevate your consciousness to the next level for sure. Brother Yosef, spiritual progression in your path. Great brother. 19 keys. He opened my mind up in regards to certain ways to operate in the matrix and how to maximize your time and energy. You know what I'm saying? Giving you different ideas and ways to think. But overall, I don't really listen to dude no more, so I don't really know, you know, what he present now. But Billy Carson is also that dude. He's a historian, uncovering ancient texts in regards to melanated people on the earth, things of that nature. Billy Carson is that dude as well. Kali Mott, on the same level, same level in regards to Bro Yosef, Spiritual Soul, just giving you spiritual consultation and, you know, in regards to way to carry yourself. Right, Master Earth presents techniques that will get you in line and in tune with reality, with the earth, teaches you about the body and different ways to return back to balance. Epiphany lectures breaks down the Bible in the allegorical sense that it is, and Also teaches you magic as well. Q18, he taught. I learned from him. I really learned what it meant to have the different systems in your body, like the lymphatic system, you know, and how all that stuff kind of meshes up together, right? And just how mucuses form and the breakdown, the biological breakdown of food, like dairy, milk, cheese, lactose, and stuff like that, the pus and the mucus, and it's a lot of other different things, and like cancer, and dietary health and how to fix yourself, and holistic healing using food, because food can also heal you. It's not just something that can kill you, right? And it's more than fuel. Black Fire Nation, she also went over biblical text and kind of broke it down with etymology and things of that nature. Enoch, the freestyle prince, that's my nigga right here. He come hard body with the short vids, just kind of giving thoughts about certain things, and giving insights to certain things as well through that internal knowing, right? That you get from just being in tune with yourself, and you in line. You get that knowing. And Daylight, my nigga Daylight, I fuck with Daylight, and he unique, man. He unique, and he give you an insight to the hip hop industry, and the music industry, and what it's like to be out there in the field like that, and what you have to go through, and the different just different things that's up in that area, just up in that realm, right? Also talks a little bit about religion and biblical stuff as well. Queen of Fuel talks about women's health and dietary needs and things of that nature. I most definitely learned a lot about the female body, or the woman body, and how certain things affect that and their energy as well, right? Because you got to learn. Well, I'm a man, so but I also want to learn about my woman and learn about type of things that they will experience, and how to just be knowing of that, have the information for that, right? And Dr. Sabi, holistic healing, learning how to eat alkaline. I put Earn Your Leisure in here, even though this isn't really spiritual stuff, but they sometimes broadcast 19 Keys, Red Pill, Blue Pill, people like that. I put Ian Dunlap on here just because financial consultant. I learned a lot about stocks from these guys, Earn Your Leisure and Ian Dunlap. Wall Street Trapper, Bitcoin Block Bully, got me into crypto and all that stuff, so that's good money. This is a calisthenic channel, and I learned a lot about workouts and exercising from watching these guys. Dude named Master Shredder on there, he elite, that's the god, you know what I'm saying? Elias Neal, that's another brother. It's an older man, he like almost 60, man, dude jacked. Give you the most fire pressure workouts. Mike Tyson, he's a philosopher, man. That man is a conqueror and a philosopher. I just love listening to Mike Tyson speak. His perception on life and the things that he's gone through just help you shape yourself and really ground you, man. They really ground you and help you understand that life is more than just brute forcing it, you feel me? And eventually you succumb to what life is trying to show you, and you blossom like the flower you've always been. And it's fire. And David Goggins, I like David Goggins just because that's a cold, hard, bad motherfucker. And discipline will take you a long way, and you gotta be willing to push yourself to the next level, right? Dr. Phil Valentine teaches you a lot of different things. I learned about light codes from this dude. So, but he's more than just light codes. But you can find him on Black Magic 363. And then so now coming here to the diagram, right? So I got the brain, or the mind, right? And your brain or your mind is processing as you start learning stuff, right? You start learning stuff. So you have the external versus the internal. So the external is things outside of yourself that you are receiving information from, whether it's other people, books, places, people, places, things. The people that you talk to, people that you listen to online or on the internet, and you know, even out while you just walk and you meet somebody, or books that you're reading, or environments that you go to, whether it's ancient temples or church or whatever you want to, or just outside in nature. Or and then then you got the internal, which is inside of yourself. Whenever you're meditating, whenever you're sun gazing, or you're just calming your waters, just you're just focused and you relax, and you just allow yourself to receive information from your own self, whether it's in your dreams, or you're visualizing or whatever, right? Or whatever of the sort. Astral projection. Then you got outward, just going outward and seeking out, or going outward for information versus inward, right? And you can do both. There's no right or wrong. It's just balance, right? And being told information versus seeking information. So being told is like when you're younger, and it's just like, well, you're told to go to school, you're told to get a job, you're told to go to college, you're told to eat this, you're told to eat that. Like when you're growing up, you don't really question why you eat the stuff that you eat. You know what I'm saying? Your family just fix it, your mom just cook it, and you're told to do this and that without really understanding why you're doing it or the information that's being given to you. When you start seeking information is, I believe, when you have found a newfound awareness of the information that you actually want, or that you're looking for, and you start becoming more conscious or aware. So you start seeking out and trying to find stuff, right, instead of stuff trying to find you. So that old information versus new information. So that something has to, that old information, something has to happen with that, right? And this is just certain processes that you might go through, or subjects that might change in your mind with the different information or conflicting information, right? So food, health, and exercise and longevity, right? So you probably think about food differently. You ever wonder how people go from eating that American diet, all the meats and the processed foods and the GMOs, and they go from that type of diet to like a pescatarian diet or a vegetarian diet, or they only eat poultry or something like that, right? And then they go vegan or alkaline. It's because of the information that they have about food, and that's what makes them think differently about what they're ingesting or putting in their body. Because food can heal you, but it can also do the opposite, right? And people just don't think about what food is actually doing to their bodies, and all the mucus and disease that's forming in the body, that's clogging up the arteries, shutting down the organs, and your brain is not functioning to its max capacity, and your body has to expend so much energy dealing with the food that it's not even supposed to be in it, that your body can't use the energy elsewhere. And longevity, I'm still a young gun, so I know I got many more years of my life full ahead of me. So I gotta, work for the longevity. That's why I work out, I do yoga, I stretch, I eat clean. I try to eat as clean as possible, and I drink my water. You know what I'm saying? I get my sun, I get my fresh air. I put the phone down, I turn the TV off. I do these things for my health, to protect myself, to protect my mind, to cultivate myself, right? To sharpen myself. And then you want to, be aware. You want to have greater awareness and greater consciousness. And when you start getting more information, you will start becoming more aware of certain things, which will in tune expand your consciousness. And you'll ultimately just end up in new worlds and new places that you didn't even know existed. And you'll probably end up questioning life, depending on how attached you are to whatever spiritual or religious belief that you hold. But for me, myself, it's what happens after you die. I used to ask myself that, when I was only 10 years old. And I overcame that, but it took over a decade to do that, right? It took over a decade to overcome that thought process and to not be afraid or fearful of that question or that thought anymore, right? Or the absence of my own existence is caused me to have fear. And why am I here, right? Why am I, alive? Stuff like that. What is my purpose, etc. You start asking these existential type questions that not really nobody can really answer. And if you start asking certain people, like religious people, Christians, they'll point you towards the Bible, and then you got your Catholics and your Judaisms and your Hinduism. And I'm saying all those religions will point you toward their entity, their entity that they created to be divine, and that created some place for their soul to exist after their termination of the body, right? So finding some spiritual belonging is basically just finding some spiritual belonging. Now, whether or not those religions are true or not or whatever, that's not up for my discussion or my business. That's for that doesn't pertain to me, as I'm focused on myself, right? And I choose not to follow any of those paths, and I will continue to walk my path the way I have been doing. So coming into reality out of your own world, right? And you really start to see the world for what it is, and you start to really learn about how people are living and what people are experiencing and what you have experienced, and how you can move forward. You start thinking about the future as well as your past, and then you start living in the present moment. And when you really come into reality, your eyes are so open that it's damn near impossible to close them again, which I don't know why you would want to close them, but to each his own. And there are going to be some psychological differences about how you think, about how other people think, and how you interact with people, and and also your perception will change, right? And you'll become more open-minded to new ideas, new thoughts, new emotions, new concepts, new worlds, new information, new actions, right? New food, new all type of stuff. You open your mind, but you have to be careful, because you have to have like a filter on there, right? A filter on that opening to not allow certain things in. But as you gain your own experience, you will understand what that really means to have an open mind, right? And for myself, I ended up carrying multiple perspectives, and and I had to kind of use some discernment, some information discernment, and I had to like say, hey, hold up, all these different perspectives that I'm holding to relate and understand to other people is scrambling my brain, and I don't need this. Like I don't want my brain to be all jumbled up like that. So I kind of I laid down all the different things I didn't need, and I kept what really needed to stay, which was truth, absolute love, right? So never relieve yourself of the seat at your own table. All these people that's up here, I allowed them to have a seat at my table. I had a seat in my mind to share information with me. But never once will I ever get up from my own table because I don't like the information that they share. They can leave, I will not, because that is my mind, and you allow what information can shape your mind. You inhabit your mind. Nobody else will control your mind or take over the way that you think and the information that you want to hold with you as you live your life. Peace.